Hey everybody, welcome back to East Oak Studio. We're doing something, testing a few new pieces of our technology. We're doing our painting from life. Typically we do this on YouTube, but tonight we decided to do it for our audience. So we're testing out our new platform with Uscreen, and for all of you that are subscribers, we truly appreciate all of your patronage. This is what really helps us actually continue to thrive and allow ourselves to continue to contribute to other artists that are around the world, but also to help contribute to artists locally as well. So thank y'all so much. This evening we are painting the beautiful Zaya. I'm going to send y'all reference images as soon as we get started. We are running a bit late, and we appreciate you trying to hang on with us until we get everything put up. And we're looking forward to starting. Tonight, we also, for her first debut, have Kristen, who's right here. And Kristen is one of our artist interns that's with us, and she's going to be contributing to the conversation as well as drawing. So we're really excited to have her a part of this. And as usual, Alex is with me tonight painting, and Divya is behind the switcherboard switching for her this evening. So you'll hear her pop in a question here or there. So without further ado, we're going to get started. All right. So Zaya, you've already got the pose of what you're supposed to do. All right.
Is this kind of blocking what you were looking at? Yeah, if you look at something over here.
All right, y'all get set up. I'm going to go ahead and try to take reference images.
Okay.
And y'all kind of get going.
Do you want to do timer on my phone, or maybe we should do timer on your phone?
Sure. Okay. Is this how you want it? On my phone?
That looks
Okay.
setting up time. Okay, let me see. Turn your head that way a little bit. Yeah, that look okay.
That's great.
Okay, you can start it, Dave. So we're going to do 20-minute and then a 5-minute break and 20 minutes like that. Kind of just going to throw on some paint and then try and make something come out of the paint instead of draw it this time.
One quick second.
Mhm. Is that camera on? Person's drawing.
All right, I didn't even have time to clear my palette from painting earlier, so we're gonna see if I can work with it.
It's already pre-mixed for you.
That's right. How's the lively conversation going?
It's going real well. You
It's
missed
going.
it. You just missed it, Louie.
Yep, I hear it was a crazy conversation. As soon as I come in, everybody wants to be quiet. And that's how it works. It's like, shh, Louie's coming. That's where I spend the first 15 minutes, like getting my brushes ready and cleaning everything up, and then play catch up the rest of the time.
Props to Louis, he's amazing. He was running around wearing many hats, getting everything ready. He's awesome.
If amazing means panicked, then that's exactly what I am. And was. Oh, but we're here, we made it. It felt like it was a few fiasco moments, but we got here. And all the paint's dry. Okay, I'll be right back. So keep talking.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to paint without drawing, so just kind of throwing down some skin tones and then going to work into them. Yeah, kind of like Richard Schmidt, or how I feel like maybe when I first started painting, I was really interested in like alla prima painting like this, so just going to see what happens. Louis back. Shh.
Everybody be quiet. Louis back. So we're getting really close to the holidays. Everybody's going to be celebrating Christmas. This is going to be a weird Christmas this year with COVID. I'm relying on our switcher back here, Divya, to be our eyes and ears, making sure everything's working. So every now and again I'll be coming back and forth to adjusting. Here we go. It's always hard to talk at the beginning because we're all trying to block in, and talking's like kind of juggling. It's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your belly. It's really difficult to do both when you're trying to concentrate on one thing like this. I will say this though, I don't know if y'all seen this like new social media phenomenon, but if y'all seen the snap challenge where people are like snapping up and down while the other finger is snapping like a triangle or like a star in the air? Have y'all seen this?
No.
No.
So it's kind of the same idea, concept. I bet Zaya's seen it. If you've seen it, of course she's seen it. It's a generational thing. I'm trying to stay up with the times.
With the
Everybody else is
times.
just getting older on me. But I tried it, not successful. And then I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to practice at this because now I can't be happy about the fact that I can't do it. So, so every day for 5 minutes I practice. No, just kidding.
No, you do not.
Just kidding.
I was about to say you should do it right now.
Yep, doesn't work. Just letting you know. I thought I had it, and then I realized that no, I was completely off. But I bet the kids out there are just like, oh, that's so easy. It's just yeah, it's pretty hard, isn't it? They have kids out there like the basic one is that you snap up and down with one hand, and then the other hand you snap in a triangle while the other one's still going up and down. That's like the simple one. Then they have like people doing like a star with the other hand while they're just going up and down with the other. So, by the way, the reference images aren't in yet. I was going to wait till the first break to be able to send them off to everyone. So, as soon as we have our first break, I will get them I'll either email them to Kelly, who will email them out to everybody. So we appreciate y'all's patience. I can't. So what is everyone going to be doing? Is anyone going to see family? Obviously wear masks the whole time.
Just like we're doing now.
Right, exactly. Luckily, I think I've said this before on this live stream, but luckily we have a built-in family and community here in this house. Kristen and her husband, Christian, and Alex and Divya all live with my wife and I in this at the East Oak Studio House. And so it's kind of like we have our own quarantine unit. So if the world shut down, we're still good. We still can enjoy each other's company, you know, still have arguments when we need to, you know, all the ups and downs. I was joking about the arguments. There are hardly any arguments. For all the people out there, they're going to start emailing, do y'all have conflict?
Would make it more interesting if we
That's right.
filmed the
I was about to
conflict.
say, if we did have a lot of conflict, that would just be opportunity for a reality show. So I would come in and like be like, all right, everybody needs to calm down. She'd be our voice of reason. She would also be our task, what do you call him, MC, who will come on, our host, be like, okay, this is your challenge for the week.
And then it cuts to a scene of me in the confession booth.
Voting Louis out.
It's like Louis is definitely going home this week.
Yeah. I can't stand his presence anymore, the way he breathes.
The way he chews chickpeas.
The way he chews chickpeas just gets on my nerves. All right, let's see if I can actually put some paint on this canvas. You know, I was just hoping that if I thought hard enough, it would just start painting itself, but it didn't seem to be working.
Confession booth.
Yep.
Here he goes again.
Alex is like, that's why I voted him off.
Maybe I should have drawn it first.
That should be the contest. It's like, okay, I'm going to draw. You just put in the value in the, you know, in the right color. And let's see who gets there first.
Okay, yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
The only problem is, I think Zion was supposed to tell us that. Kristen, you only do color.
Yeah.
One color.
One color. Black.
Little does he know. It's red.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I have to like reload my palette when break happens. I have a lot to do on break. So I was sweet enough to come over here all the way from Durham. Grace is with her presence. She's a senior this year. High school, about to enter the whole new world of college. It's a brave new world. So just letting you know. Kristen was sweet enough to give me one of her panels this week. And it's a very coarse linen, so I'm up to the challenge.
Yep.
Part of my limitations on this reality show contest we've got going on.
Caroline's tuned in.
Oh, Caroline tuned in. Hi, Caroline.
Caroline.
Caroline is one of our other interns that's here, but she has already gone home to see family. So excited she's here. In spirit and cyberspace.
Cyber spirit.
Cyber spirit.
Caroline, say something only Caroline would say.
Yeah, let us know it's really you. Not some sort of cyber imposter.
It's a bot.
It's a bot. Honestly, the bot might say something that's more her than she would even know to say it's her. That's a scary thought.
Cyberline. That's Caroline's cyber.
Good one.
I didn't even hear that one. Cyber what?
Cyberline. Instead of
Cyberline?
Caroline.
Oh, Cyberline.
It's stupid.
You got the pity laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And time has just ended.
Time?
Yes, just stop. That was the door.
Okay. All right, everyone, I'm going to go upload these photos real quick for everyone so we can email them out. And then I'm going to go get some more paint.
Okay. I know we're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, a little this.
I
A
think
little bit more that
little-
way. That looks right. Doesn't look right to you? Okay. Dave, you already started it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my sound on?
Yes.
Awesome.
So Alex, what's going on with the world
Oh no. Can you hear yourself talk, Div?
Can I hear myself talk?
Yeah, like can you hear your questions?
No, you'd be too far away, I think.
I can hear it very tiny, but yeah, not like crazy.
Just let me know when you have questions and I'll bring over my mic or something. All right. Back at it. So far, mine looks perfectly like her. I just need to not mess it up.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'd be ashamed to mess this up. For shame.
He looks like a Lego man.
Louis, Caroline would like to know if you had your romaine lettuce today.
I most certainly had my romaine lettuce today. I surely did. So I've been doing green drinks every afternoon. And in the green drinks is my romaine lettuce, a grapefruit, some vegan protein powder, some frozen berries, and a little bit of green powder to make sure I get all those vegetables in. You know, to counteract the Big Mac I have every day. Yet again, that was a joke, everyone. I do not have a Big Mac every day.
Every other day.
It's every other day, yeah. Let's just make sure I call a spade a spade. So I was like, what have I gotten myself into?
She thought this was going to be a philosophy
Yep.
podcast.
They're going to be like, what is the meaning of art? Here we are talking about Big Macs, running around like crazy people.
That is a good
This is the
question.
true behind the scenes. This is exactly what happens in the real art world.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, more fun than what you think.
Ooh. But green drinks do help me through the day. I find if I eat something relatively heavy at all, even medium, I feel like I like have a low in the afternoon. And those green drinks really help me like have a sustained energy all day.
I feel like there's this whole, I don't know, just like movement of artists that stay up really, really late and, you know, burn themselves out and never get any sleep. And it sounds really, I guess, cool and romantic in that way, but you gotta take care of yourself to do this, I feel like. I mean, get exercise and nutrients.
The reality is burnout is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of friends have burnout. And it's just like anything. You might just be like, oh, it's just painting. What's really a big deal? No, man. If you're really working hard at it to make it a career, it's easy to burn out. Krista, I'm starting to regret my decision here on this canvas.
Sorry.
No,
There's still the little one.
I'm totally joking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it work.
when you picked that canvas,
I just feel sorry for my audience. 'Cause they hear- Everybody else is like nice and quiet and silent.
some painting with a quill.
So, Kristen, what are you working on at the moment?
Well, I start off kind of gestural, and then I tend to go in and kind of find my measurements. So currently I'm just kind of flicking my eyes back and forth and seeing what jumps out at me, and then really locking in my measurements with that.
And I'm wondering if she meant, what are you working on upstairs at the moment?
Upstairs, I'm actually I started a color study of my self-portrait today from life. So that's what I'm doing. Trying to get the color study and the value study down before I leave for the holidays. I've been super inspired by Divya's self-portrait. She's been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
How is what you've been working on?
I'm working on something super top secret. AKA, I am working on a portrait of Kristen, actually. I've started other portraits of Kristen, or other paintings with Kristen in them, and they've all kind of failed. But it has nothing to do with her, but this one I think is going to actually,
Turn out.
yeah, this one's going to work, I think. Within like the past, like 2 years, I've been like quitting paintings more, which is like a new thing for me. It's like I used to just, no matter what, just completely finish a painting. But I've been trying to get better at like quitting or giving it rest at the like, before I get myself too deep. And I think it's helpful. But yeah.
Goals today is to get past the block-in stage. Sad that that's going to be my challenge for the day. So, holiday season being here, I have a lot of orders, Christmas orders, trying to get filled and frantically trying to get it done, and will most certainly be the 11th hour, getting them all done. So I'm sure other people out there can understand that same thing, being the holiday season. But it's been really interesting with like COVID situations and like how we interact with our clients right now, you know, and so it's really stopped a lot of sittings and things. But I was hoping that, you know, like we have kind of reached over peak over the, after when Christmas came. So I have all this stuff planned, and now I'm gonna have to like be in a hazmat suit to go in, to take pictures of kids. So, or to do deliveries. So usually we kind of make it an event. Not this year. I think it's going to be kind of, you know, very silent. Silent night.
Mm-hmm. Have you experienced more people asking for commissions during COVID, or have you seen kind of like a decrease in it?
Good question. I have most certainly seen an increase. I think people are at home kind of looking, staring at their walls and realizing they don't have anything on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been nice, because I do think that there's people out there that are really excited about getting stuff that, you know, it's the same thing with like house projects, you know. People are really excited about getting house projects done because they haven't been doing them. And they've been on like the to-do list for like 10 years. And I think some people are like taking advantage of things that have been on their to-do list, and one of them was just like getting the portraits done that they wanted to get done.
Hey, Will, did you tell people to email their questions if they have any?
So everyone, if you have any questions, you can email them. I don't know if we activated. We do have a chat on our website, but if we don't have the chat activated, then we can go through email and try it that way. See if that will work. Happy to answer anybody's questions. I might be deferring some of them just due to trying to catch up to Alex and Kristen.
Caroline says, if you could meet any artist from whatever time period, who would they want to talk to and why?
Gosh.
I know Caroline's answer.
Mm-hmm.
Go girl.
She'd say Picasso.
Yep, she would. That's Caroline for you, Picasso lover.
The Picasso loving Caroline.
I just want to picture her like squirming behind the computer, like, no,
That's not true.
I feel like you'd have to meet one of the old masters, like Rembrandt or, because I mean, when you look at their paintings, you just cannot figure out how in the world they did it, and I would just love to kind of like sit in and just watch, not even say anything, just like watch them paint.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what old master I would want to sit in and watch. Because that's what I'd want to do as well.
It's hard to pick one.
Yeah. I don't know. In my head, what's popping up is Solomon J. Solomon, but then I'm like, no, pick something smarter. More old master. But I think he just has like is one example of having like a perfect kind of mix between classicism and naturalism. Just like smashed together. So I'd really love to see him paint. Although from reading his book, I can kind of get an idea. Like looking at it, like a lot of it would be like some kind of this like cold grisaille at first. And, yeah.
Wouldn't that be? I mean, isn't it nice that some of them did a good job of recording all for us to be able to read later. So we feel like we had a little bit of them.
Yeah, it's like awesome to read the book, but it's just so much. Also, I think it's just lost in translation. Like imagine if it was.
Mm-hmm. Is it fizzing? Yeah, it's something to do with.
No, it's good.
That was good. Let me know if it happens again.
I have not painted like this in a long time.
I feel like I've forgotten how to draw.
Tell you, something about putting cameras on you. It's kind of like making your dog do tricks in front of your friends, where like you put a camera on you and all of a sudden like you just fall apart. At least I do. This is Exhibit A of falling apart. It's all right though. This time I always talk about, you know, it's really good for experimentation and the fact that, you know, we're being our true vulnerable selves while we're up
You can
here
take
trying
it.
to make this work. And so it's hard. It's hard to like almost expose yourself a little bit while you're working on getting everything together. So, but I think it just makes you a stronger person. All right, everyone, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back.
Don't listen to me.
And that's not the time.
She had a
She's
laptop
on.
and she was like in the position but looking down. I was like, oh, that's awesome. You're watching a movie, but the eyes.
That'd be cool with not being nice.
Cheater logic.
He's gonna be off the island for sure.
I'm in the same position.
Yeah. What does that look like to you?
Yep.
Yeah, that looks good.
I mean, at this stage,
Anything looks good.
it's fine. You can be in profile, and I'd be all right with it. I can switch it around.
Cheater logic.
Exactly. So I wonder, everyone, if y'all do have questions. I know it's going to be a limited crowd because we're not on YouTube, but I'd be happy to hear from you. We're really excited about our new platform, and we have some good stuff coming up in the pipeline. Everybody's getting too serious. Y'all guys gotta lighten up a little bit here. Come on. No. No.
Kristen, you over there going, no?
That was diva.
Diva.
Well, I was saying no.
Uh-huh. No, I think I heard somebody else do it too.
I said yes, I was agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm. On the reality show, I see Divya being the secret, like, I'm on your side person, and then be like, no, really, I'm on your side. Playing the double agent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See it.
Really?
Did I hear a no from Divya back there? So something that's a good lesson for all of you out there, quality canvas is important. You can paint on anything, but boy, it will greatly help you if you have the right thing to paint on. So, but you can always make it a challenge. It's all about knowing your materials. So I'm trying to paint thicker. See, I'm typically a thin painter. And a way to combat a coarse canvas is to actually paint heavier. So I'm going against what I typically usually do. See if I can try to make this work.
Louis, how have you lately been keeping inspired with all the crazy work what you have to do?
Divya keeps me inspired, ladies and gentlemen. She's the one. Every now and again, I'll be like having a down day, and Divya will come in. You got this, Louis. Keeps me going.
On the real though, Divya does keep me inspired. She's very dedicated.
Mm-hmm. Hard worker. Keeps your spirits up.
I don't know if that's
I could use a pep talk for myself tonight. That's for
He's humming.
Oh yeah, I'm humming. I always got to be careful about humming because that goes through the mic really loud. Next thing I know, everybody's like, dude, seriously? Here's Aya hates humming, so, but she won't show up because she's doing a good job modeling. It's so much fun to make, like, to play jokes on the model while they're up there because they have to be still. So you can just keep saying things about them. Of course, this is her first time down here, so I don't know if she'll ever return if I'm not too hard on her. Hey, be still.
I think it's her first time modeling in general, too. So
That's true,
I'm
yeah.
scared from ever doing it.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm never coming back. So all of you out there probably know Kelly if you've ever emailed East Oaks. And Kelly highly recommended Zaya to us. So And so far she has been fantastic. So far.
So 2 more hours is it?
Yep, exactly. Stop talking. That's good. Oh. I tell you what, after painting kids for so long from life, this is a joy. It's like they're being still.
Yeah,
This sweet little lovable whippersnappers. You know you're getting old when you start calling kids whippersnappers.
What's your favorite kid that you painted from life, or was there one that was still your?
Well, I will say that there was a little girl recently that I painted that she was just a really bubbly thing, just really giggly and like was so excited about doing the whole process, and every day she did herself up and was just ready to go, you know, and she like wanted to tell all the kids at school what she was doing, and just incredibly enthusiastic. She made a great model, and she was about 7. Sort of like an old soul too. She like she loved the whole process of it. So that doesn't mean that she was able to sit still any better than any of them, but like her enthusiasm at least helped me get through the whole thing.
That's pretty awesome.
So our first question is from Gail. Is Alex using a brush he customized with a knife or scissors?
It does kind of look like.
Very custom.
Well, partly because it broke in multiple places the first time I used it. So there was like this little metal part that fell off, and then the whole top part fell off, so I had to glue it back together. But no, it's some cheapo Qualita Fan Creative Mark brush. But it decides to just kind of split wherever it wants and look like multiple brushes. But I have cut brushes before when they kind of start splaying out. I'll like cut the parts that have splayed out.
He's telling you that to not give away all of his trade secrets. He really works really late into the wee hours of the morning every night while we don't see him, working on making sure it's the perfect brush by breaking it and reapplying it and bringing it again.
That's true.
It's all the secrets. Our audience is going to leave this whole thing so confused with all the jokes that I keep
We're
putting
too
out there.
sarcastic.
They're like, I just don't understand what's real and what's not. No, it really did break, and he really is like trying to work with what he has.
Yeah. But I've decided to try and work with a fan brush because I've been looking at a lot of like Russian like academic painters who've like studied and teach at the Repin Academy, and they kind of just like slop stuff on with a big fan brush, and then can kind of use the edges of the fan brush to do small shapes and stuff. So I've been trying that. That's why I went to the art store and bought a cheap fan brush.
Yeah, it's fun to watch people who can use a fan brush really well. You start off really soft, and then keep sharpening it. It is like a really beautiful way of doing it. Maybe that'll be my next experiment too. I'll just copy Alex. I just sit around all day and watch him and just try to copy what he's doing.
Yep.
Don't we all?
What I'm here for. But yeah, even Jeff Hine is a wizard with a fan brush,
Yeah, he is.
because he'll bring it from just complete mess to just such refinedness with only a big old sloppy fan brush. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, everyone, if y'all haven't watched Jeff Hine out there, do yourself a favor and take one of his workshops. We have a drawing video with him too, shameless plug. But to watch him work, do his magic with fan brush is pretty cool. So if you're ever at the Portrait Society, he's doing a demonstration, go watch it in action.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, even how he draws in that video is similar to how he paints, just kind of like these big shapes and real, like, messy with it, and just refines it from there.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely so many approaches and ways that you can accomplish the same thing and the same goal with painting. Really one of the true beauties of it. Because they all give you such different results too. So our goal, most certainly in the future, is on this platform is that we're going to continue to do live streaming as like a main source of content, and hopefully that there'll be forms of education that we will be doing that will be art related, but you know, our goals and hopes is to even expand to even other areas of it, you know. And so, like, having other experts that are in related fields that might help, you know, in your art journey. And, you know, see where that takes us. But that's going to be the heart for, like, the broader vision of what we do with East Oaks. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start razzing on Zaya again. That way I can kind of like keep her going.
Razzle dazzle.
Yeah. She's like, oh no, I'm here. You're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, being a model is so difficult because over time your neck gets stiff and And it's hard to like stay in that one position for a really, really long time. I've done it myself a couple of times. I think everyone here has modeled, you know, some time of their career, and so we, us artists, have a mad respect for the people who are willing to come sit for us, because it's not easy. It seems like it'd be easy, and you get up there and you're like, okay, now I have to like think about really being in the same spot. Mm. What kind of time we have, Diva?
We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
3 minutes. Hmm. Kristen's working on her self-portrait. Is this your first self-portrait, Kristen, that you've ever done?
I think I did one right out of high school going into college. It wasn't very good. So this is my first like real, I guess, attempt. I don't think I even completed the other one.
You should do like a before and after,
Oh gosh.
you know?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Sometimes the audience out there wants to see where you came from. You know?
The Bronx.
The Bronx.
Yup.
Came from the Bronx and look at me now. Looks like I'm painting my sister. Interesting.
You say it looks more like your sister?
Mm-hmm. I need to fix that.
Hmm. This has been a while since I've done painting from life.
Me too.
Always remind it's Kristen's first time, and she's I think she's rocking it over there.
No.
Takes time to get back into it. I've been just like slowly creeping along on paintings that I haven't done any alla prima work for a while. Trying to like come up with as many excuses as possible. That's the goal.
Right. Sure. I think we should turn that heater on.
Oh, is it not on?
Mhm.
Oh gosh. This was supposed to be on for you.
No, the power.
Well, that's what I was, maybe that's why it's on the front.
This isn't plugged. I just want to make sure this is not plugged into our system. That's why the power went out. Somebody has it plugged into the wrong thing. Oh no, it's plugged in the right one. Okay, we're good. Our audience over here is like kept in suspense while I'm sitting here telling everybody this in the mic. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen, just turning on the heater. Making sure our model's not
Do I have
cold.
orange stuff all over my face?
Your link was very nice, I gotta say.
That's good, I'm glad. I don't know where the fan is. There it goes. 100. 100. 100 degrees.
A little bit. Little bit. Yeah. Does that look right? A tiny bit.
Oh.
Too much? A little bit? Yeah. Something like that.
Like that. Yeah.
Jesse would like to know what kind of cameras you guys use to record the live stream.
It's top secret.
iPhones.
Yeah, we have 3 iPhones set up. They're iPhone 6s. No. We use Panasonic cameras. Panasonic GH4s, I think, to be exact.
You know, I recently watched a movie that was filmed all on an iPhone.
Really? Was it good?
It was freaking awesome.
Hmm.
But it was a scary movie, so.
Oh, was it?
Well, it was like a suspense.
Kind of like Blair Witch style?
No, it was
Didn't they
like.
use like cheap stuff?
Yeah, that's like those like found footage
Mm-hmm.
ones, but this was just like filmed normal, but they only used an
Hmm.
iPhone. But it was good and you couldn't really tell.
That's pretty awesome.
But it wasn't scary, it was suspenseful. It's called Unsane.
Unsane.
Mm-hmm. Woman gets wrongly admitted to an insane asylum
Ooh. That does sound good.
because she said the wrong thing to
the wrong person.
therapist or whatever, and they were like, "Oh, she said the thing, so we gotta take her."
Oh no.
Don't get too scared. Beware, you're in for a scare.
What was that?
I've seen the Goosebumps theme song.
Oh.
Beware, you're in for a scare. There it is again for you.
Well, just louder for the audience, so that was good.
1 decibel louder.
Yeah. Um, has anybody seen any good movies lately, speaking of? Worth telling the world about?
What was the movie I just watched?
I think y'all gotten way too used to like painting down here yourselves and being quiet. Because like we are lacking in the conversation here, people.
I'm
Alright.
thinking. Actually, the last movie Christian and I watched, we did not like. It was one of the worst. I would
Oh,
say.
really?
It was so bad. It was called The Lie.
Well, I mean, there's your problem right there.
It was just not worth it. Let's just put it that way.
The Lie.
Let me guess. What is it? What's it about?
It was one of those movies where they like reveal something at the end, but it was supposed to be this big reveal, and it just was lame.
Oh, it was
It
like a
made the
really
whole
bad
movie-
plot twist.
Yeah, it made the whole movie not worth it.
The
So.
Lie.
It was bad.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the don't watch list for sure.
Or do watch. Based your life.
I've totally watched a good movie recently. What have I watched?
Emma.
I watched, yes. I watched Emma, which was good. It was like kind of quirky, but it was like really beautifully filmed as well.
What was it about?
What is it about? It's a period piece, so it's,
It's written by Jane Austen.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, you know, someone ends up falling in love with the person they should have fallen in love with since the beginning, but it doesn't always start out that way.
A Caroline movie. If she
Yeah.
was here,
Yeah, I bet you Caroline would love that movie.
she said she likes Pride and Prejudice, right?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
can
around
tell.
that kind of?
Oh, and it was the same author for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I think that she's a bit of a rebel, isn't she, Emma? I've never watched it or read the book.
I think for like that time,
Right.
yeah, I think that she was. It's the same actress as like the new show, like The Queen's Gambit or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And I watched the first episode of that, and I wanted to start playing chess.
Yep. Queen's Gambit was really good. I enjoyed that. So anyone out there who has Netflix, that's one to watch. Worth it. And I guarantee you, like for Christmas, chess sets were just bought out. Like everybody bought a chess set
Probably.
for their kids. I was talking to one of my friends, Jessica, and Tristan. She got really into chess after watching it. Pulled out the chess set and started playing with herself.
It made me not want to play chess. I'm like, that looks hard. A lot of memorization.
I think I read somewhere there was like 10 times more chess sales in the past like
Yeah.
over like 50,
Wow.
60 years in this like one
Mhm.
season.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think I saw that same thing. And like the amount
believe
of
it.
times people Googled how to play chess went up by like just a crazy amount.
Tell you, a good story will do that. Kind of like when Chef's Table came out. It's like everyone goes and wants to start cooking.
Oh, I know a scary movie I watched recently that was really good, but it would scare the socks out of you cats.
I love it.
It's called Hereditary.
Yeah?
That was good.
I'm sure Divya watched it with you, didn't she?
Nope.
Is that the one with the clicking?
Oh, is she kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that?
Mhm.
Is that like a new movie, or is that an old movie that you just found yourself watching recently?
No, I mean, it's within the past couple of years new.
Gotcha.
But that's something I've missed because of COVID is going to the movies.
Me
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Definitely missed that.
You know, I wonder like how, that's something that I haven't thought about, being married and all, but how the dating scene has been since COVID's happened. Because you can't go out to movies, couldn't go out to the, to dinner for a while, all these things. So you kind of wonder.
Oh, I just imagine dudes trying to be like, it's cool, like if I got it, you got it. Doesn't matter. We'll be in it together.
We'll be quarantine buddies.
Yeah,
Yeah, quarantine.
exactly.
What's been everyone's like routine for the quarantine?
Well, I have a theory that I was talking about with Divya. How with like when Divya first kind of came to America, and then you coming to the studio, and Caroline coming to the studio, and me being in like full blown like deadline solo show like kind of flow, and then Lewis being in like, commission after commission flow. It's kind of like thrown everyone else into that same workflow. When I like wonder how I would, or like how I was painting before that, before it was such a strict like workflow or whatever. And if it's been a positive or negative impact.
Oh, I definitely think it's been a positive impact, because I think that as artists, we tend to, I don't know, I feel like if you don't have deadlines, it's easier to procrastinate on painting, because painting's hard. You got to get things set up, and it takes a while, and all of the things. And so I wonder if it's been helpful. Also, it's just a reality of like, if you want to do this as a living, this is what it takes. And so that the reality of seeing that is helpful. It's like, do you really want to get into this? Okay, I'm stepping in.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's incredibly helpful. What do you think, ladies, seeing that he is speaking on your behalf?
Well, seeing as in I will not be here forever, I think it's good because I want to get as much as I can out of this experience, and just the accountability is really nice. I've found it's not burdensome. It feels more of like inspiring and like motivating. But that's just me.
It's a perfect answer. I'll pay you later. Just let me. I'll Venmo you.
What about your routine?
My routine, I hope, will not always be that routine forever. But I've had quite a few deadlines recently, but also trying to juggle things that pertain to East Oaks and trying to do both of them at the same time. And yeah, my painting routine is just like every day that there's not an event that's fun going on is the day I'm working. And that makes me feel better about having the excuse to go do a fun thing when a fun thing is happening. So pretty much every day, including Saturday and Sunday, is a painting day right now. Or a work day of some sort. Film editing day, taking pictures day, administrative day. And so I wouldn't recommend that for people in the future, that if you go, there will be seasons of life where you have to do that, and that's good. But overall, it's unhealthy and not sustainable to do for a long duration. So make sure that you realize that it's a reality that it will happen, but it is up to you and your discipline to make sure that you organize your life well enough for it not to happen forever. And so that's also something that I've been working on as part of my workflow, is organizing my life in a way that won't make that forever. So, yeah, I think that's kind of where things lie.
What time have you been waking up recently?
I am an early riser. I typically wake up at around 4:35, but that's just because that's my body waking up. I've always been kind of like that. So it is. There's been days lately, though, that I've been waking up a bit later than normal. So 6 o'clock to 6:30 is late for me. And that would be like sleeping in, and like unheard of sleeping in would be like 7:30, and then 8. You might want to check and see if I'm alive or not.
That is probably a good indication to check if you're alive.
Yeah.
Maybe still in bed at 8. Check on him.
I will say the one thing that's been a lot of fun, it's been sort of a recent event, and the thing I get really excited about is I have been, for the past 6 months, taking cold showers in the morning. And man, that's like a cup of coffee. It just really wakes you up. And a lot of leaders do it. big leaders and executives do it a lot, and it's all based off of like a philosophy that it helps sort of shock your system, and then over time it actually allows for you to manage stress a little bit better. And so that's why I've been doing it, is to see if that's true. And I really actually believe that it is. I think that it allows for me to think better, but also it's just a more, in one sense, if you're not going to have caffeine, which I still do, but if you're not, it's a real wake up.
Do you feel like you're used to it now?
Oh yeah, It's not that difficult to get into the shower now, even though it's gotten way colder since winter's hit. It does get extremely cold.
Do you finish it off with a hot shower or just cold shower the whole time?
Cold shower the whole time. I take about one hot shower, I'd say every 2 weeks. And, that's just like, I don't know, make sure that you're incredibly clean, microbial wise, So it's more to do with just making sure that, I'm still maintaining really good hygiene. I think that something that I have realized every now and again is that your pores get a little clogged, because I don't think you can, the oils on your body stay a little longer because of it. And so over time, I think it's probably good to make sure that you balance it out with doing a hot shower there every now and again. But lots of hot showers in the winter really dry my skin out. Kind of makes me itchy. So it's just another thing to combat that as well.
When you take a hot shower, your once a month hot shower, are you like, oh, this is so nice? Or you're like,
Actually, it feels good.
not enough to switch you back over?
No, not enough to switch me back over. For sure.
Do you learn anything in the book? The Wim Hof book?
There's breathing exercises. So I'm reading a book with a guy who really is kind of considered the guru of this movement of really doing tolerable cold as a way of combating stress and anxiety, and as well as depression and all sorts of other things that are in that kind of field. Because the idea is if you put your body through extreme stress for a small duration of time, that it actually helps you manage chronic stress things that happen in your daily life better. And I believe there's a real sliver of truth there. So I think that part of that also kind of like body alkalinity and things like that. But so one of the things that I haven't done as much of that I'm starting to do more of is just there's a large amount of the practice that's about just intentional breathing and breathing well. And so I've been really into making sure that I'm trying to concentrate on breathing well, especially even before I get into the shower. It's kind of like becoming a routine now, where some people do it in meditation form, and sometimes I'll do it in the form of that too. I use it as like a kind of a prayer opportunity. But yeah, it's to help with all that. How many, what time is it?
You're awesome.
Okay.
Leave it on.
Yeah, that looks good.
And then a little redness into her nose due to the frigid temperatures down here.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I do too, I love it.
It's cute.
That's the true reason why we try to keep it cold down here. Adds a little fleshness into the face.
I feel like Mackenzie looks like the girl of the chess show later.
What?
Mackenzie, the artist?
Yeah, I don't know. Next time you see it, when you see a photo of
Next time you see it.
Yeah, because I can't imagine it right now.
No, I don't know about that. Maybe like 25%.
I give it a 25. Um, so,
So,
all right, guys, you gotta throw me a bone here now. Tell me something interesting, somebody. You're like, no, not right now.
okay, I have a question. I was gonna ask earlier, what are y'all's like special holiday traditions around Christmas time?
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. That's what we need. We need some fun Christmas holiday questions that people need to ask each other. All right, Alex, what's yours?
I really don't have many. We wrap the presents. Christmas Eve.
We put them under the tree.
Put them under. Then in the morning, we open them. No, yeah, my family wasn't a big like tradition type of thing. I mean, we always had a family dinner, like a big
Roast goose.
big roast goose every Christmas. But it's not like we all got together and watched Elf or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I'm sure you got some traditions though, Louie.
I think big families have lots of tradition stuff, typically. I think one of the biggest ones for us, or I wouldn't say some of the biggest ones, one of the funniest, I'll put it that way, one of the funniest ones we have is a tradition when we were very young. It started when I was a kid, and my brother and I got on this kick of really liking sardines. And one year, I had to have been only like 4 or 5. But one year, my parents were like, what were you like, what would you like to eat for Christmas? And they were talking about dinner. And we were like, oh, could we have sardines for Christmas? And it was just like one of those things where it was so funny, and our whole family ended up liking it, that it was always a stocking stuffer, that you would have sardines in your stocking. So that's a tradition. And then also, because we were just like real health conscious people, that we never had like really bad food of any type in our house. And so Christmas morning, we all were allowed to have Eggo waffles in the morning.
Oh.
And so that is a tradition that has stayed around and still around today, where when we go home, my mom buys like, 2 boxes of like 50, because usually it's having the whole family home. There's a lot of people, and they get eaten pretty quickly. So that's like 2 of the really big, really funny traditions that happen. Kristen, I know you come from a big family. You have holiday traditions.
Well, I've kind of mentioned to y'all before, like my Cuban family, we do like the Cuban Christmas Eve. It's like Noche Buena, and we roast a pig.
Oh, that's right. That's Christmas. Okay.
Dance and all that kind of stuff. And that's the night before Christmas. So yeah, Christmas Eve. So I always grew up loving going to that, because I'm vegan now, but back then that pig was pretty good, and you'd smell it like all day. It'd be roasting, and just having like the family around. We'd play dominoes, like Cuban dominoes, and just get together was really nice and sweet. But Christmas Day, just the typical, I have 3 sisters, so we'd all sleep in the same room usually. The past couple of years we haven't been able to, but we'd wake up and do the stockings and presents and stuff. But yeah, Christmas Eve.
That was a big tradition for us too, is all sleeping in the same room.
It's so fun.
And every now and again, we try to still make that happen. a little harder to do now. There's a lot of us. So,
Since we've kind of grown up, though, my sisters are all at the age that they can afford gifts and they have jobs. So now we've gotten into cool tradition of doing like sister gifts, and we really like that because we usually just do one gift for the sister, but it's something very like
Oh,
thoughtful
that's cool.
and intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, we made it, for us, we made it where it was a draw names, kind of Secret Santa style without it being a secret. Where, you know, we just all drew names every year and switched it around every year. And that made it a lot of fun.
There's always somebody in the family that it's like you don't want to receive gifts from this person.
Oh.
Because it's like,
It's like, oh, I got so-and-so, yeah, no.
end up getting like an ugly sweater or some socks.
Who
Of
would
course,
that
for
be
you,
in your
socks
family?
are always on the Christmas list, if I remember correctly.
Well,
Avocado socks.
avocado socks, of course. My aunt growing up, I hope she's not watching this. She would get us these like China dolls, like the ones that are like porcelain and all dressed up, but she'd get it for us every year. So by like age 12, we'd have, you know, between my sister and I, like over 20 of these dolls. And they were really creepy because they like lined our bedroom. And it was one of those gifts where every year you're just like, not another doll. No. I guess they're like really big collector items now, but yeah, back then they were like super creepy. Did you guys do Santa?
No, we didn't. Parents would always say like Santa, but it was very assumed that mom and dad were Santa,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we're very understood. You know, I don't think I'm going to do it with my kids either, because I'm going to be like, no man, I bought you those presents. You're gonna
Yeah, why
say,
does Santa
"Thank
get all
you."
the credit? My parents did Santa when I was a kid, and I will never forget how I found out Santa wasn't real.
Oh no.
My dad would put his like boot prints in the chimney, like dust or whatever, like Santa came down. And I remember one day I was like looking, and I looked at the boot print, and then I looked at his boots one day, and I was like, that is the same boot print. And I compared it, and it was the same thing. And I was like, what is going on here? Why did Santa bring his boots and put them in the thing? And then it really, you know, hit home when I saw my mom buy a certain wrapping paper, and then remembered that wrapping paper, and that was the wrapping paper.
And then your whole world came crashing
Yep.
down.
Yep, it was all a lie.
Yeah, where do you stand on the idea of like it justifying the idea that you're like lying to your kids?
I
This is a
mean,
good can of worms to open.
yeah,
Go
that's a
ahead.
big can of worms. Let's
And
just
go.
say I probably will not do Santa with my kids, but to each his own, to each his own. Like I said, I was raised on Santa, so it's just my preference. My sister did kind of have one of those experiences where it was like, you lied to us.
Oh, so sad.
So it can backfire.
Like I've heard like podcast stories of during the season they'll play like these kinds of stories, and where people were like, you know, devastated, like, and resented their parents for years because like one of them was like the dad was like really involved in trying to keep that whole thing alive, and that Santa was like multiple different people.
Oh, wow.
And so like Santa like one time broke down outside, and they helped Santa like get it, and had like friends and neighbors help be this person.
Oh, my goodness.
And so like, yeah, it like,
That's elaborate.
it like, yeah, and he believed it till like he was like 15, 12 or something, 12 or 13, to the point where he was just like so resentful to his dad. And his dad still like holds true that like Santa is alive or something.
Oh,
and they were,
wow.
or that it was okay. And he was trying to like, now he's like a radio host, and he's like trying to call his dad out. And his dad's like, that it was wrong to do. And his dad's like, no, Santa's real.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
So,
Those little lies that parents tell. I remember my mom we'd be like fussing or something, and when there was like rain out, she'd be like, lightning's attracted to sound, so you guys should keep it down. And just to get us to be quiet. And I really believed it, so I'd be like, oh yeah, like, let's be really quiet. I believed that until I was like 13, 14 years old.
Man.
And I remember saying it to somebody who was like, isn't like lightning attracted to sound? And they're like, what are you talking about?
I actually heard a podcast on that same thing.
No
where, like,
way.
Yeah, where you believed something for the longest time because somebody told you that. And same thing, some guy was like, his sister had told him some random thing like that. And he was in college. And it was like, stop doing that thing because it'll make this happen. And they were like, what?
That's not true.
And he was like, it was completely illogical to even think that.
Yep.
But like for some reason, it just stuck with him that that's what's true. It was crazy.
My sisters used to, and my mom actually, would say, you know how it's like rewind? They would say forewind, not like fast forward, but forewind. And so we would just go around saying that all the time until somebody told me, it's like fast forward. There's no such thing as forewind. And I'm like, no, there definitely is. Like,
oh my gosh.
that's real.
You poor thing.
I know.
That's just like what they wanted to call it.
It was just easy, like rewind, forewind. Like, I don't know. Fast forward's too long to say. Yeah. Makes me think, what are other things that I don't know right now? But
I remember when I found out that a brontosaurus wasn't real. I was like, what? Like my whole world came crashing down. That was one of the ones that was like, mind was blown.
Is that from something? I'm trying to remember. A brontosaurus.
A brontosaurus is like the dinosaur that has the like really long neck that you see in like every Flintstone movie, that you see on like every dinosaur book when you're growing up. And it was a hoax because these two paleontologists were like at odds with each other for being considered the greatest American paleontologist at the time, because they were discovering all these dinosaurs at like the golden era of discovering fossils. And so one of them took two different bones, or several different bones from different animals, and compiled them together and called it a brontosaurus, and I mean, was in museums and everything. And then later they found out that it was a hoax, that it wasn't, those bones were like the bone of this dinosaur and this dinosaur that they had put together. And they ended up dismantling that dinosaur. I think it was at like, I don't know if it was at the Smithsonian or if it was at the like New York History Museum, but it was at a like prominent natural history museum. And only like maybe 15 years ago or 20 years ago, they actually took it down.
wow, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. And I can imagine the one that you're talking about too. Imagining like,
It's like the one that like Flintstone jumps off of. At
yeah,
the
like
beginning
goes
of
down his neck.
That would be a brontosaurus.
The one from Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually think that might have been a brontosaurus. Now, there were dinosaurs like the one in Jurassic Park that had really long necks that were real. Like, you know, the one that they like drive the Jeep up at the very beginning of the movie. And it's like the one that has a really long neck that's eating the plants of the trees. Or the leaves on the trees. The plants on the trees, you know. Those. No diva.
I'm very close to this game.
How much time do we have on this one, Divya?
4 minutes. What kind of baking food does your mom make on Christmas, Lily?
She, I don't know if she makes a whole lot. I mean, she makes, during Thanksgiving, she makes a lot more vegan food than she probably does for Christmas. Vegan lasagna is a big one. But, yeah, I think we kind of graze just a lot, like with whatever's around the house at Christmas time, because we're all kind of like having fun playing games, and Christmas dinner isn't as prominent of a thing for us. Are there any particular games that y'all play, Kristen?
Not like any specific games, but we play games. We love games. We like code names, Quiplash. We play this game. I mean, everybody calls it something different, but we call it Fishbowl
Oh, yeah.
or
yeah,
Salad
explain
Bowl, where it's kind of like charades, and then it kind of goes up from there. But we do that a lot too. We're a big game family.
How is fishbowl played again?
I think the first round is acting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the first round is describing it. So just using words, whatever it is, without saying what it is. And then the second round is acting it out. And then the third round, you only get to say it with one word, or describe it with one word. So if it's like,
Kind of like code names.
yeah, well,
And the describing one word.
yes. Yep.
All right, we back at it?
Yeah.
All right. Where let's go.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yep, that looks good.
Done.
All right, so how many sessions we have left? 2?
I think like one.
This one and another?
No, just this one.
Just this one?
The final count.
That's scary.
Yes.
It's interesting to see like what our focuses are at the end, because like I'm starting to do some of the things Alex did like 25 sessions ago, and he's doing something I was doing like last session.
25 sessions.
I'm still drawing. I haven't even got to painting yet.
Yeah.
You can start now.
I'm like having to constantly draw the whole time, get proportion right again. Been talking too much. Somebody else talk. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, Alex.
Y'all have just been like letting me go. And you're like, oh, Louie will talk that way I can concentrate. I see y'all's game. I'm voting y'all off the island after this is done.
I want to be
You
on
can
an island.
try.
It's warm on islands.
Y'all have been imagining an island this whole time to stay warm. Like, think tropical. Sitting on a beach, sun hitting my face.
I think my family, we're going to go to the beach the day after Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. That's Florida for you.
Yeah, must be nice. And I bet you're like, actually, it ain't all that it's cracked up to be.
No, I love Florida. I miss the warmth.
Oh, yeah, I bet you do miss the warmth.
Nothing like Virginia Beach, though.
Yeah, it's best place in the world.
everybody's like, stop talking, like getting down to business.
It's a final stretch.
Final countdown, everybody's like, I gotta make it good now.
I gave that up like
Yeah, I know,
3
I was about to
sessions
say,
ago.
I was like, I'm getting to that point where I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to live to fight another day. Just make sure Zaya doesn't see it before she leaves and don't look. I definitely see a difference not being on YouTube and how many questions we have coming in, because typically that's also sort of what sustains us in getting some of this conversation going. We need to bring Carmen back too.
Yeah.
Carmen's one of our close friends. She's really good about keeping good conversation going past the block-in stage. I guess I'll give her a little bit of a neck. Don't necessarily have to have this like floating head.
You ever just forget where you are for a second?
I feel like I keep like committing to like do a certain area, and as soon as I get to the area, I get distracted by another area. And I'm like, oh, I need to do that.
That's
Oh, wait,
me.
no.
Do that all the time.
We have a question.
There's a camera there.
Awesome, we have a question. Alex, you answered.
It is for Alex.
Oh, well,
Mm.
for me being intuitive there.
Can Alex discuss his study routine when teaching himself to paint? What did he find the most effective, for example, master studies, just painting a lot, etc.?
I didn't do many master copies, although I think that would be very helpful. It was just a lot of painting all the time, and just literally treat it like your job. But other than that, it's like when I would go to workshops, it kind of like that would really help a lot. And like now, for instance, like watching like an instructional video or something and really just kind of taking it in and trying to try out those methods and all that. But it's just constant working all the time for so long, and eventually you get pretty good. But I do think master copies would have been really great, and I think I would do them. I want to do more now, actually.
Anytime I ever feel really like I'm not doing well and I ask Alex, like, what is it? What do I have to do? He's just like, you just gotta paint more. It really is the answer.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I've done some classes where it was like a week at a time, like one class a week where I was teaching, and some of the students wouldn't have painted the whole time, like the whole week, until they saw me again. And that's where I kind of like realized that that's where a lot of people's problem is. It's like sometimes they just don't,
You're just not
paint.
putting the hours.
Yeah. And it just will not happen unless you're always doing it. But another thing is doing a lot of still lifes from life, because it teaches you a lot about color and like atmosphere and just working from life. That a lot of that went into my figure work, even when I have to work from like references and stuff. Just really helpful. That's why I did still lifes for like so long. Plus, it's just always a joy to paint from life.
That's true.
Jesse says, thank you. Did you focus on specific things or just getting miles in? Did you self-critique at all?
Did I self-critique? That's it.
Or did you focus on anything specific?
Well, I guess, like I said, like painting still lifes from life was something I really focused on a lot, because it just really teaches you a lot about drawing and coloring and color mixing and all that. And I would be practicing like drawing portraits and stuff. And if self-critique was a question, it was totally critiquing myself all the time. And I'd say also find someone that will be really honest with you and ask them what they think. Like my sister was pretty honest with me. My mom just always thought it looked good.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, Ma, I need you to tell me the truth.
Yeah, if I was going to a workshop or something, be like, you're already better than them. But this was like, years ago. It's like, no, not. But thanks, but that doesn't help. So.
You know, the funny thing is like your parents or your mom especially always, I think, truly believes it, like, because she just can't see past the love and excitement she has for you,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're doing wonderful, honey.
But you need that too.
She's still hanging your oil paintings on the refrigerator.
She definitely has all my like old stuff everywhere. Actually, above her bed is this huge painting I did of this girl like in the middle of the road in like this snowy scene.
Oh yeah, I know that painting.
Yeah. You end up painting smaller as you
Yeah.
get better, until maybe eventually you start painting bigger again.
One minute and
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
One minute. Okay.
Yeah, it was like 5 seconds.
That was 1 minute and 20 seconds ago. Okay.
Push us down.
I'm totally getting voted off the island. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry that it was a little bit of a crazy mishap of a few things this evening, but it's always an honor to be able to be in y'all's homes. And we will continue to do the ones on YouTube. This was more of an experiment, and we are looking forward to all the new stuff that will be coming up on our subscription platform. So until next time, it's great to see y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.